Good morning, Hoosiers, and welcome to Times News 24/7, brought to you by the Noblesville Times Online in living color from the Times studio. I'm Stu Clampett with your top headlines for Thursday, April 7th, 2011. Today's news is brought to you in part by the Indiana Poison Center. Children act fast. Soda poisons. Call the Indiana Poison Center at 1-800-222-1222 for poison prevention tips and advice provided free 24 hours a day. In our top story today, when calls for help came from a burning building, 4 pedestrians walking to their cars after exiting the Elks Club following a Final Four basketball game on Saturday night instantaneously reacted to help save a Noblesville apartment tenant. Quote, "Our car was parked on the corner where the flames were coming out of a window," that's according to Brian Wanos. He said they heard screaming and someone yelling, "Help, call 911." As Brian called 911, his wife, Brenda, began running toward the nearest Noblesville fire station to alert firefighters. Steve and Maria Willie headed toward the building at 908 Maple Avenue. Maria found an entrance to the building on 9th Street, but her husband climbed through a window which led to an apartment door, discovered a woman holding a fire extinguisher. He put out the fire and went to get away from the smoke for a moment before preparing to look for other occupants. He turned back to the door and was yelling for other occupants when he heard 2 Noblesville police officers tell him to leave the building, and they escorted him to safety. In other fire news, Westfield Fire Department officials have determined that an accidental fire at RPM Performance at 18642 Tomlinson in Westfield Sunday morning was not caused by arson or was an explosion, which is what local residents were hearing. WFD Division Chief of Fire Prevention Gary Harling said that the exact cause of the fire is still under investigation, but they have ruled out arson or an explosion, and officials are looking at 3 different potential areas where the fire could have begun. Bold Core Response will host a fundraiser lunch from noon to 2 p.m. on Friday. All donations will benefit the Good Samaritan Network of Hamilton County, providing direct assistance to empower our neighbors in need. Friday's menu from Grillzilla will include Spudzilla, a smoked potato seasoned with sour cream and butter and filled with smoked pork. There's going to be much more on the menu than that. Bold Core Response is located at 2935 Indiana 19 in Cicero. The Noblesville Cultural Arts Commission, NCAC, annual fundraising gala continued to be the recipient of a community that values culture and has no problem putting their money where their beliefs are. Monies raised from the event held in March go to support activities the entire community can and does enjoy. Quote, "This event was a wonderful success." That's according to a spokesman from the Noblesville Cultural Arts Commission, who went on to say that they were able to raise over $30,000, all of which will be used to bring programs to the community. 270 people attended the gala. Carmel attorney Paul Sweeney will lead the United Way of Central Indiana's 2011 annual campaign in Hamilton County. That's according to Joan Isaac, United Way's area director. Sweeney, an attorney with Ice Miller LLP, has volunteered in various capacities for the United Way since 2007 and assumes the role that Kent Hall, retail regional manager at M&I Marshall and Isley Bank, held in 2010. The outgoing chair, Hall, has volunteered for the United Way for 20 years and will remain involved in serving the United Way of Hamilton County's advisory board and the central office campaign cabinet. Sports and local weather with Paul Poteet are both up next.
Each week, Terry Ditzler and Connie Thompson take a look at current events ranging from local to worldwide, from touchdowns to teenagers, tornadoes to tsunamis, and ask the question, where is God in all of this? Connie is the pastor and Terry is the intern pastor of New Joy Lutheran Church, located at 316 West 156th Street in Westfield. You can email them at joy@thetimes24-7.com. The journey begins only in the Times.
I'm meteorologist Paul Poteet from Studio B, sponsored by the Goddard School in Noblesville at 2291 Greenfield Avenue. Give them a call at 770-7225. The Goddard School of Noblesville would like to thank you because you voted them the #1 daycare, the #1 preschool in Hamilton County in the Times Reader's Choice Awards in both 2010 and 2011. Goddard School in Noblesville, and it looks like we get a little more spring-like over the next few days. Temperatures will generally be on the increase. Here's a look at what is expected today in central Indiana, and that's the 60s for the most part. And the chances of showers will increase as we go into the afternoon and definitely by tonight and into Friday. That's the forecast. Here's the national map setup, and it does show us areas of showers and thunderstorms, a stalled frontal system in the area, all ingredients that are contributing to this unsettled forecast. And here is said forecast right from pulpboutique.com. And highs today that'll be into the mid 60s. Tomorrow will be up into the 70s for Friday. Chances of showers and storms, especially this afternoon and tonight. A chance into Friday. Just a slight chance on Saturday as highs continue to warm into the mid 70s and then almost 80 degrees as we look at Sunday's forecast, which does have that good chance of seeing maybe some rough weather later in the day. Then not as warm in the 60s on Monday and on Tuesday. And online, you can get the latest updates anytime. Just visit me at paulpoteet.com and keep it right here for the latest Hamilton County news, weather, and sports anytime on Times News 24/7.
Each week, Terry Ditzler and Connie Thompson take a look at current events ranging from local to worldwide, from touchdowns to teenagers, tornadoes to tsunamis, and ask the question, where is God in all of this? Connie is the pastor and Terry is the intern pastor of New Joy Lutheran Church, located at 316 West 156th Street in Westfield. You can email them at joy@thetimes24-7.com. The journey begins only in the Times.
The Indiana Pacers are back in the playoffs, and tickets will be available exclusively to Pacer fans living in Indiana starting at noon today. Indiana fans will receive first priority to purchase tickets for 72 hours before sales will be open to everyone else. Tickets can be purchased for the Pacers' first two home games and the potential third game for the first round of the 2011 NBA playoffs. Exact dates and times and opponents are yet to be determined. Tickets may be purchased at Pacers.com, at the Conseco Fieldhouse box office, at Ticketmaster outlets, or by phone at 1-800-462-2849. In local baseball action, Stephen Curry had a single and a double and drove home 5 runs to lead an 11-hit attack as Hamilton Southeastern knocked off Pendleton Heights 11-6. Weth Edrington stroked a double and a single, and Justin Strebel had 2 singles, and Mitch Roman unloaded a triple as Coach Scott Johnson's club had another big offensive outing. Taylor Hackett started off on the mound for Southeastern. He worked 3 innings, and Tyler Grogan went for the final 4 to pick up the victory. Southeastern's next scheduled competition is Saturday when the Royals will host Hammond at 10 a.m. and Perry Meridian at 5:30 p.m. Also in baseball, Noblesville's spring trip to Kentucky and Tennessee got off to a great start with a 9-5 victory over St. Xavier out of the Louisville area. The Millers had defeated St. Xavier last weekend in the Noblesville Classic at Dunker Field. Coach Justin Keever's team survived a 4-error game by pounding out 10 hits at the plate and getting strong pitching from starter Kent Williams and reliever Ben Yoder. Noblesville, now 3-1 on the season, today is scheduled to play Grover City of Ohio and host Farragut of Tennessee in the tournament competition. Well, too little, too late. That was the story for Guerin Catholic's Golden Eagles in a 2-1 loss to Ritter. Guerin didn't score until the bottom of the 8th, and the Eagles ended the game with only 2 hits. Guerin's scheduled game with Warren Central, rained out earlier this week, will be played Friday at 5 p.m. at Warren Central. In other sports news, Noblesville's David Bodia has moved to the professional ranks of diving after signing a representation contract, officially foregoing his final year of collegiate eligibility at Purdue University of West Lafayette. Bodia and Premier Management Group Sports announced Tuesday that the junior has signed with the agency, which represents a number of Olympic athletes in many different sports. The 7th Annual Noblesville High School Alumni Association Golf Outing will be held at 1 p.m. June 5th at the Forest Park Golf Course at 701 Cicero Road in Noblesville. Proceeds from the event will benefit the NHSAA Scholarship Fund for deserving graduating seniors. Whole sponsorships are available for $100, and anyone wishing to play in the outing may form their own foursome or be placed with another team. The price is $65 per golfer, and this includes 18 holes of golf, a cart, a dinner, and prizes. To join in the fun, contact NHSAA President John W. Kennedy, class of 72, at 502-7317, or you can email him at this address. Today's news was brought to you in part by the National Guard. In the National Guard, you serve your country as a soldier and you serve the people of your community. In the aftermath of a natural disaster, you bring food, supplies, medical aid, and most importantly, you bring hope. This is the moment to change your life and perhaps someone else's. Visit NationalGuard.com or call 1-800-GO-GUARD. That's your local news for Thursday. For more information on these and other stories, visit our homepage or pick up a print copy of the Noblesville Times. For Times News 24/7, I'm Stu Clampett.